Talking to Mom from the last episode I had with her, she mentioned that you were the one that inspired her for the name Blue Veil Charity.
To even begin to explain where that name came from, I have to take you back a little bit, almost 20 years ago. And it started with the Blue Veil Leap of Faith album.
Jeff Smith is a God-loving, devoted husband and a proud father of 4 amazing children. A talented singer, songwriter, and musician, Jeff channels his passion for music to inspire and uplift others. As a child and youth worker, he is dedicated to supporting and guiding young people. Jeff is also a co-founder of the Blue Veil Charity, where his faith, creativity, and compassion drive him to create opportunities and foster a sense of belonging for young adults with exceptional needs. I remember being on the road with you guys here and there.
Yeah.
And it was always fun, joking around, just in the back of the big truck there.
It was awesome, obviously, being with my brothers and getting to play music. So essentially, I didn't know where the calling was. I kept following wherever the seeds were being planted and feeling like, okay, God, I feel like you're calling me here. I feel like you're calling me here. At that point, we're like, okay, let's do this. But we needed a name for the charity.
So Jeff, as my brother and the oldest of the siblings of 9 children that Mom had, Chris Smith, who's the founder of the nonprofit charity Blue Veil Charity, talking to Mom from the last episode I had with her, she mentioned that you were the one that inspired her for the name Blue Veil Charity. So my question is what inspired you for that name?
Yeah, it's a great question. So where we are today and everything we've accomplished today through Blue Veil, the charity, the organization, Sara Elizabeth Centre, that's come out of Blue Veil Charities, is basically, to even begin to explain where that name came from, I have to take you back a little bit, almost 20 years ago. And it started with the Blue Veil Leap of Faith album. At the time, music has always been a part of, as you know, all of our lives, music and the arts. And I've always tried to do something in music. At the time, it was very mainstream, just writing, doing the whole band thing. And it came to a point in my life, I'm around 25 years old now, where I felt this calling in my heart to give back. We grew up in a faith. Mom gave us that foundation in our faith, and I wanted to give back to God musically. So this album was inspired, which was the Blue Veil Leap of Faith album. And it was just a way to say thank you for this gift of music and just to give back. I wasn't looking for anything more than that. I wasn't looking for fame or to go into Christian rock or anything. That was literally just creating these songs to say thank you.
Was it just you that wrote all the songs?
So
Donnie had one, Phil had one, but more particular, one of the songs in that album was Leap of Faith, right?
Yes.
That you wrote.
Yes, yeah. So I want to say, I humbly say I kind of started writing the songs and the project, and then obviously Phil and Donnie were awesome because if they could just jump on board and we could do something musically as a family, they just jumped on board and then also contributed to the album as well with writing a song or two, both for that album. But the name, that's a great question. So being Catholic, growing up Catholic and having a devotion to our Blessed Mother, and Mom consecrating us all to doing that whole consecration devotion thing when we were young, yeah. I've always felt kind of close and devoted to our Blessed Mother. And again, let me clarify for all the Christians out there: we don't worship her. We venerate her. We honor her as God's mother, like she carried the Son of God.
It's like we're praying with her.
Exactly, right? It's like going through Mom to get to it's going through Mother Mary to get through Jesus. Right? I know you can do one-on-one, but it's kind of like, if you have a little help, why wouldn't God listen to his mother?
I even add now St. Joseph.
Yeah.
Together.
Me
we're
too.
Family. We're all family.
Especially being a father now too, right? He's definitely...
Not me.
No. But yeah, so I wanted to just kind of honor her that way, just to acknowledge her. And so I was like, okay, how could I do that without being so straightforward? And I had this inspiration of just Blue Veil, as Mother Mary was the Blue Veil. So I brought it to the other guys, to Phil and Donnie, and they were cool with it. They liked it. And at the same time, during this album creation, we also had this vision was starting to call, this other calling, I guess. I didn't know where the calling was. I kept following wherever the seeds were being planted and feeling like, okay, God, I feel like you're calling me here. I feel like you're calling me here. So at the same time, we were also at a point of our lives where, yes, we want to do something musically, but Mom also had a vision with doing something after losing Sarah, her sister. She was doing something with, I think, moms and babies at the time. Sarah's Corner it was called, and she was feeling called to do more and work more and develop something more with special needs. And then I know our first fundraiser, she explained in the last podcast about Ernie and getting the funds for the bed for her cousin. So at that point, we're like, okay, let's do this, but we needed a name for the charity, and we just had come up with the name for the band. And I said, well, why don't we still honor our Blessed Mother, be the mother of this charity as well, right? And that's how Blue Veil, the name, anyways, was inspired.
The charity itself is Blue Veil, and then the program.
And then the programs that come out of it.
Tribute to Sara.
Yes,
Elizabeth.
So Sara Elizabeth Centre and the various programs that come out of. But Blue Veil is always the charity. It's the veil over the
which is blue, which is cool. And then the program is the name Sara Elizabeth Centre is red.
Yeah.
The inner part, like that, which Mary wears underneath the veil, which is red, and symbols love, devotion.
Yes,
which is nice, right? So it's nice to have the blue and then the red that we have as colors. So
yeah.
So being a part of this with the siblings and Mom. What was it like being on the road with the family? Like, I remember being on the road with you guys here and there.
Yeah.
And it was always fun, joking around, just in the back of the big truck there. The kids, after the show, want you to sign everything, like their shirts and stuff, which is cool. Like, a real, band and fan base. Right?
Yeah, no, it was great life experience. It was awesome, obviously, being with my brothers and getting to play music. So essentially, we had to create awareness for this charity. So it's like, how do we do that? And we also needed something tangible to promote the charity, which was awesome because we ended up having this album, the Blue Veil Leap of Faith album. And so basically, long story short, all these certain doors kind of opened, and we got to a point where we were able to present our charity and offer our services to the school boards. I think York Catholic was the first school board to accept us. And basically we would go into these schools, and this is how it started. Like, from the roots, we would go into all these schools as Blue Veil Band, and we would mix it with either like Christian music, Christian pop, rock, and then like kind of top 40 stuff. But we would go in with a message. Sometimes a lot of it was like on anti-bullying, or their faith week, whatever aligned with that week. We would create messages and songs that kind of went with whatever their theme was. But basically, we would go in to all these different schools and do these concerts, these rock shows, and it was cool because these young kids, like, for a lot of them, it was the first time they were seeing like a live band and live music. And it was just so much fun. It was a good time.
This is the real band, like big amps, the full drum kit. It wasn't electrical stuff. It was
no. We were hauling the gear. We had like this huge, big white Ford band. Oh man,
real rockers.
Yeah. So it was great. It was a good time, and we got to promote our vision of what we wanted. We knew that we wanted eventually to get a space to have the day program run for young adults with special needs, and then to have those arts-based programs run out of that. So that was always the vision and the goal. But I guess that was the road God took us to create awareness, which was awesome too, because we still got to do music, and I loved that we were able to play music. And for the first 5 years, it was awesome because to all these school boards, we were like the new exciting thing. So it's like, hire these guys, and we got some government funding at the time too. So it was a good experience. I mean, yes, then there's also the other aspect of, being on the road with your brothers and being the oldest. I guess sometimes you fall into like, oh well, Jeff's the oldest, so he'll take care of this stuff. So sometimes it's like, hey, but plus they're gonna want to
sleep in while you pack the van, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you guys did it for how long? About 5 years?
5 or 6 years.
So
I think
5 years, and then you went on your own personal journey. And so how would you say this has shaped you? Because you still work for a center and you still help the center out. But now how's that journey for you shaped where you are today?
Oh my gosh!
Because you're working as a CYW, right? In the school system. You're still in the school system.
Yeah, still in the school system as a child youth worker now. Oh man, that's where I learned life, was being on the road with those guys and interacting and learning how to talk to youth and to spread messages of hope and to, network. It was world experience. You can't gain that just from school. Like you got to be out there doing it and living it. And I learned so much from there. And again, it's all, even this job, CYW, from going from Blue Veil and still being a part and helping where I can, but going from Blue Veil to transitioning to what I do now, it still aligns with who I am and with the gifts and talents God gave me. I believe he gave me. I humbly say that, so it aligns with who I am. So I just feel like what I'm doing is just an extension of who I am. And I love what I do. And I love that in every job, I call it, even in working with Blue Veil and what I do now, I call it like a paycheck with a purpose, because I feel like I get to serve something that's bigger than myself. And I'm always asking God that no matter what I do, that whatever light I'm shining, that they recognize him, that they know it's his light, not me. I want to take a back seat.
Through your work, you glorify.
That's
God,
what I hope.
right?
I hope I do that. And
that's
I
definitely a meaningful way of living.
Yeah. And everything I do, I try to speak as much truth, or what I believe to be truth, God's truth. And yeah.
And so now it's been 18 years for the center, the
Yeah.
charity. Where do you see it in the next 5 years? What do you hope for the future now? Like we're growing, and it's a slow process, as nonprofits usually take.
Yeah.
But that we definitely get to milestones that we can be excited about and praise God for.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy where it is, and I hope it continues to grow. I always speaking to Mom and I've asked her that question too. Where do you see it to go? And she's like, I've really left it into God's hands. Like, sometimes we think we have this vision, but is it our vision or is it God's vision? Is it what we want or what God wants? So it's really whatever God wants us to be. I hope it continues to run, and I hope it continues to grow. And that's what I hope, even if we're not affiliated with it at some point, I don't know, whatever, may be, I hope that even better people come in, and even better artists
we have
come
a strong community. And
that's what I'm saying.
Really
like, just
what it's been about.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about like
we have our donors and stuff that come and obviously helps us as a charity, but really the core of it is the community, and we got a lot of great people, the volunteers, and
even
the parents that get involved too with us.
and even
not only with their kids, but being a part of helping out the charity.
And the participants too. Like, my God, I've learned so much from them about life and about true joy and true trusting in God's faith and calling and seeing the good in everybody. There's so much you can learn from them that I take from them. So I thank our beautiful participants too.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you, Jeff, so much for being on the show. Going back to the song we mentioned, Leap of Faith, I was wondering if we can grab a guitar for you to finish off the show with.
I can try. It's been 20 years since I played this song. I could definitely do that. I might just play like a little verse and chorus. Maybe not that.
I'm good with anything. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Let's get that set up.
Okay. Could I like intro the song a bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So, Leap of Faith was the first song that was written for this album. Ended up being the title of the album. And I think this song is more about, especially at the time, surrendering. Asking the question, like, if I surrender, like that kind of conflict. Okay, God, I want to surrender. I want to, take this huge leap of faith and be all in. But like, it's kind of that tension, right? And it's like, okay, but what happens if I do? Are you sure you're going to take care of me? Is everything going to be all right? So that was kind of the context of the song. So
beautiful.
All right, cool.
Let's set up.
All right, this is Leap of Faith from the Blue Veil album, Leap of Faith. This a leap of faith or another great escape of a fear I'm running through instead of you? No more wasted time. I need to cross the line. into something more than I've become. This time I will not bend, so here I ask again. And now, yeah, I'm standing in the rain. Lord, wash away my pain that I'm feeling. And I need to know your truth. It's coming down to me and you, me and you. No more wasted time. I need to cross the line. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this video today. Your support means a lot to us. If this video resonates with you, please like, share, and comment below. Your support helps us spread this message of faith and community. To learn more about getting involved, visit www.blueveil.org. Also, be sure to check out the song Leap of Faith on Spotify, or send us a message if you'd like to purchase the album. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.